Now on Nightside, President Biden addresses the country's concerns in his first interview since his controversial debate performance.
A long stretch of excessively hot, dry weather is underway, and it's only going to get hotter. I'll tell you about the record-breaking temperatures in the first alert forecast.
And a 16-year-old arrested in connection with the wildfire in Wenatchee that forced people from their homes. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside. We all need to be ready for a week of dangerously high temperatures across the inland Northwest. That means try to limit the amount of time you spend outside and be sure you start hydrating now. Thanks for being with us tonight. For Nightside, I'm Kirsten O'Connor here with Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker. You've been warning us. We are staying prepared, but it's going to feel like a wall when it's that hot outside.
You're right, and we're not even close to there yet. We're still going to see our temperatures jump more than 10 degrees by the time we're in the middle of next week, and it is going to be a long period of excessive heat. So we have got weather alert days day after day starting tomorrow over the entire region for that excessive heat and continuing all the way through Friday, but may have to be extended. Long-range models showing a little bit of a cool down by next weekend, but still in the mid-90s. Temperatures tomorrow, we're just easing into the really hot weather, still in the 80s in Spirit Lake, Post Falls, Hayden, and Coeur d'Alene, but this may be your last day in the 80s as we continue to warm. We're already in the mid-90s tomorrow in downtown Spokane, 9 Mile, and Meade. 92 in Deer Park and Spokane Valley, and 90 in Spangle. Around the region, only triple digits. The Tri-Cities at Lewiston, you'll see a lot more hundreds on this map in the coming days, including in Spokane as we get into next work week. But we'll be close to 100 in Grand Coulee and Moses Lake tomorrow, 99 in Wenatchee. No shortage of sunshine in the 7-day forecast. It is going to be day after day of blue skies. We'll be in the 60s to start the day. We have some very warm nights ahead, heading up to a high of 93. That compares to an average high of 81 degrees. And again, that number is just started to increase. I will let you know how hot it is going to get coming up in your 7-day forecast. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. In our fire watch tonight, a 16-year-old has been arrested in connection to the wildfire in Wenatchee that was so bad people were forced to leave their homes. Julie Calhoun talks to people impacted by this fire.
I just told them, I said, grab anything you want that you may, when you come back, this might not be here. That's very hard to say to a child.
The Washington State Department of Natural Resources says the fire sparked around 3 Friday morning, threatening homes and leading to level 3 evacuation orders for those living close to the flames. State Resources and Wenatchee Fire and Rescue knocked the fire down.
We had 4 helicopters and 2 super scooper aircrafts that were dropping water aggressively on this fire. Earlier this afternoon, we estimate we had dumped almost 100,000 gallons of water on the fire.
You can see the char and aftermath of 250 acres burned. DNR says the fact that the winds did not pick up today helped prevent the fire from spreading even further. By midday, authorities reduced the threat level to Category 1, meaning be ready to go if conditions deteriorate. Those who live nearby are thankful for the progress.
We have the best firefighters in the area.
DNR says 90% of wildfires are human-caused, including this one. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office has a 16-year-old in custody in connection to the fire and could face multiple charges.
These are people's homes, their livestock, their lives, and it just takes a couple minutes for a fire to rip through it. So it's just, for me, it's too much. It's too much. It's careless.
Well, investigators are trying to figure out what caused a fire that destroyed a Sandpoint business. According to the Bonner County Sheriff's Office, that fire started at the Army Surplus One store in Sandpoint around 10:30 p.m. on the 4th of July. The flames quickly spreading out of control, as you see in these photos. Videos show the fire ripping through a building there, leaving nothing but rubble behind this morning. 4 News Now spoke with the store's owner, who tells us how he found out his business was in danger.
So one of the local policemen's a personal friend, and he called me on his cell phone at 10:19 last night, and he said, we had a little fire on your store in the alleyway. But I think we've got it out, but you should come in.
Minutes after that call, the fire grew to look like this. The owner says the fire also destroyed more than $500,000 in merchandise. Sandpoint Fire says they'll be investigating until early next week. With the future of President Joe Biden's Democratic ticket in question, he sat down with ABC's George Stephanopoulos in his first interview since the debate with former President Donald Trump. ABC's Jacqueline Lee reports.
In his first televised sit-down interview since the disastrous presidential debate, President Biden telling ABC's George Stephanopoulos he's not going anywhere ahead of the November election.
I don't think anybody's more qualified to be president or win this race than me.
President Biden acknowledging he had a terrible night on the debate.
But your friend Nancy Pelosi actually framed the question that I think is on the minds of millions of Americans. Was this a bad episode or the sign of a more serious condition?
It was a bad episode. No indication of any serious condition. I was exhausted. I didn't listen to my instincts in terms of preparing, and I had a bad night.
The president also questioned on concerns about his mental fitness.
Do you have the mental and physical capacity to do it for another 4 years?
I believe so. I wouldn't be running if I didn't think I did. Look, I'm running again because I think I understand best what has to be done to take this nation to a completely new level. We're on our way. We're on our way. And look, the decision recently made by the Supreme Court on immunity, you know, the next president of the United States, it's not just about whether he or she knows what they're doing.
The president also rejecting the idea of taking a cognitive test and releasing the results.
Look, I have a cognitive test every single day. Every day I have that test. Everything I do. You know, not only am I campaigning, but I'm running the world. And that's not how it sounds like hyperbole. But we are the essential nation in the world.
The president also rejecting poll numbers showing him trailing former President Donald Trump, saying he can beat his rival again. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
The Moses Lake School District is grappling with a $20 million deficit. Already, the school district has laid off more than 200 people. And next on the chopping block, every extracurricular activity from theater to football. A nonprofit is desperately trying to rally the community to fundraise $2.6 million that's necessary to keep these programs. Ryan Carpenter is the president of the Community Athletics and Activities Organization. As a standout athlete from Moses Lake, he knows how important these programs are for kids and doesn't want to see them disappear for the second time in 4 years.
You know, we go back 4 years and look at COVID. They're never going to forget that, how things were so dialed down, and we would just hate for that to happen twice in someone's high school career, that, you know, their extracurriculars didn't happen.
In just a few days, they've raised more than $70,000, but they're still hoping for community members, local businesses, or organizations to help chip away at their $2.6 million goal.
Well, headed into July, the Spokane Indians already knew they were playing in the postseason, but they're playing like a team that wants more than just a regular season banner. And maybe it was the visit from World Series MVP Ron Cey tonight, but the team was playing some pretty inspired baseball in their 9-3 win over the Tri-City Dust Devils. On the mound, 21-year-old starting pitcher Victor Juarez was dealing. He went 6 innings, giving up just 2 runs and striking out 6. But the real difference maker in this game came in the 5th inning, where the bats of Spokane just started teeing off on Dust Devil pitchers. They score 7 runs during that time, helping them cruise to the 5th straight win this week, as they now sit 20 games over 500 overall on the season, and they're still in first place to be in the second part of the year. And the Seattle Mariners also appear to have a little momentum going, as they picked up the 2-1 win over the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. Starting pitcher Luis Castillo obviously didn't get any run support once again, but didn't really need it, going almost 7 strong innings. Now the M's will have their eyes set on the first series win since the middle of June, as Emerson Hancock takes the mound tomorrow afternoon. And coming up a bit later on in sports, we're going to have the full highlights from the Mariners and Indians wins. Kirsten, I'll send it back over to you.
All right, thanks, Alex. With those hot temperatures this weekend, many families are going to want to load up the car and head to one of our many lakes or rivers. And while the water may feel refreshing, it can still be dangerous. The Spokane River is a treasure for our community, especially during the summer. As the river water glides over the rocks, it looks calm and tempting. And whether you're whitewater rafting, kayaking, or floating this weekend, Spokane Fire says they want you to enjoy your time, but they also want you to stay safe.
We would like to see everyone obviously in a life jacket. Have a buddy or some friends that you float with. Let people know where you're going to go. And then also, it's a good idea if you can, while you're driving to the spot where you're going to launch, scout the river, see some of the hazards before you get on the river.
For more river safety tips, visit our website, kxly.com. Coming up, how the 4 News Now Extreme team is helping people stay cool. And an adorable arsonist accidentally sets fire to a Colorado family's home. You'll see the full story and video coming up.
An excessive heat warning goes into effect tomorrow afternoon and continues all the way through Friday for the areas shaded in pink on your screen. Just a little bit cooler. It is a heat advisory for the orange shaded area, but anywhere you go, you are going to run into heat. I'll tell you all about it after the break.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
4 News Now is brought to you by Consign Furniture.
Get into an Audi and go your own way. Find your way to exceptional offers during the Summer of Audi sales event at your local Audi dealer.
I have some exciting news. I don't know, maybe we should have a drum roll for this.
All summer long, your favorite stars are guest hosting Kimmel.
Absolutely insane idea.
Tune in to see who's behind the desk.
What could possibly go wrong?
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
I grew up in wheat country in Colton, and I know how much we need our Snake River dams. I'm Michael Baumgartner, and when I get to Congress, we'll protect those dams. They're vital for our farmers, and we're not tearing them down. I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message.
The 4th of July savings are rolling in at Findlay Downtown Toyota, making it the perfect time to hit the open road or go camping in your new Toyota. And if you're looking for a certified pre-owned vehicle, we've got hundreds of great choices to choose from. Plus, every vehicle sold comes with a 1-year, 15,000-mile maintenance plan. So if you're looking for a great deal on a new sporty ride, you can find it at Findlay.
It's the big 4th of July sale going on now at all Walker's Furniture locations. With big discounts on all your favorite name brand furniture items. Or get it now and pay for it over time with no money down and no interest financing for up to 5 years.
It's the perfect time to upgrade for less or get that new Serta or Beauty Rest mattress you've been wanting. Plus, check out the hot buys on all clearance items this week for the 4th of July sale at Walker's.
Get into an Audi and go your own way. Find your way to exceptional offers during the Summer of Audi sales event at your local Audi dealer.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tire Store.
Some breaking news just into our newsroom tonight. A person accidentally shot themselves in Spokane Valley tonight. They've been transported to the hospital, and according to the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, their injuries are severe. There's an investigation ongoing. We'll update you with more information as it's released. A Colorado Springs couple woke up to this high heat. Well, actually, they got a high heat alert from their Apple HomePod early one morning. They hadn't seen this video yet. Then they found a fire blazing in their kitchen, and check out the arsonist, the couple's curious pup, who was inspecting the stove when he accidentally turned it on, setting fire to some boxes that were left on top.
Oh.
Yeah. Look at that little guy. He's busy. He probably didn't think about it. He was trying to see if there were any treats in there.
I bet.
Luckily, the owners were able to extinguish the flames, and the man was treated, for smoke inhalation, so not great, but we were talking about it in the newsroom, all of us with dogs. It's not that, I mean, it's kind of predictable, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They go after things.
I try not to leave things well, I don't leave things on the stove for that reason, because they'll do that.
Yeah, but some people do. My husband. Leave things on the stove. Connor, he's not awake.
Oh.
We can talk about him.
Someone else about Connor. No, I bet he good. Get that sleep while you can. We have some restless nights ahead with some very warm weather in your forecast. 4 things to know. The warming trend continues. In fact, it is just getting started. We have an excessive heat warning, as I mentioned, that goes into effect tomorrow. We'll be in the mid-90s this weekend, but then into the triple digits next week. Our high today, already hot, 92. That is more than 10 degrees above average, and we started the day off at a warm 62. Our average morning low is 55, and we're not going to be anywhere near that in the forecast. High temperature trend will be at 93 tomorrow, 96 Sunday. Each day is the warmest day of the season so far. Before today, we'd only hit 90 degrees one time. Then we go into the 100s. 4 times in a row. We average one 100-degree day a year, but looks like we have the potential for at least 4 days. And here's our average high way down here. Right now, it looks like our temperatures will start to moderate a little bit toward the end of next week, but long-range forecasts keep us in the mid to upper 90s through next weekend and perhaps beyond. One big part of this heat wave that we don't spend as much time typically talking about are the overnight lows. This is a look at the lows on Saturday morning. Again, keeping in mind that our average morning low is 55. We'll be almost 10 degrees above average for our morning lows tomorrow around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. Only a couple of spots getting down into the 50s, and you have to go all the way up to Colville and Sandpoint on this map to find 50s overnight. 70 for a morning low in Lewiston, and the temperature trend for overnight lows, considering this white line is our average high, we are going to be well above average as this warming trend continues. 71 on Wednesday morning and in the upper 60s next week. And because the effects of this heat are cumulative, the body can only take so much, and at the prime time to be recovering from that heat, the house just does not want to cool down with temperatures like this. So be patient with your fellow inland Northwesterners as we make it through this heat wave. It's going to take a toll on all of us, whether you have air conditioning or not, but be extra careful with your elderly neighbors and family. Check in on them. Also, young children are so prone to dehydration. They don't think about getting those fluids, and they're just running around enjoying the summer as our temperatures continue to climb. No sign of precipitation, and these numbers on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, those are all record highs. So we do have the potential for at least 3 records in this streak of unusually hot weather, Kirsten.
I'm thinking about the snacks that are kind of hydrating, you know, some more watermelon, maybe some clementines.
Like some homemade popsicles with Pedialyte.
Perfect. Yes, all the snacks.
That's what we do.
Good plans. Thanks, Chris. Well, Spokane's cooling centers are also available for anyone who needs to escape the heat, including 6 of Spokane's public libraries. The Central Library will have extended hours from 10 a.m. until 7 Saturday and Sunday. And the Trent Resource Assistance Center will have space and food for anyone in need. You can take Spokane Transit to get to and from these locations for free. The Extreme Team is helping people stay cool. Today, Mark Peterson and Robin Nance from Good Morning Northwest donated 10 box fans to Meals on Wheels. The volunteers then give them out to homebound seniors in our community to help keep them cool and healthy for the summer. Meals on Wheels says they can always use more fans for new clients and for homes that need 2 fans. Well, fireworks are a beloved 4th of July tradition, but meteorologists in Western Washington are warning that they impact the state's air quality. Connor Board reports.
And yesterday we had driven around this area and saw Mount Rainier really clearly, but I don't feel like it's as clear today.
Early Friday morning, some parts of western Washington had air considered very unhealthy on the air quality index due to all the smoke from the 4th of July fireworks.
When I walked outside, I could smell it. Like you could smell the remnants of the fireworks.
You see, around midnight last night,
King 5 senior meteorologist Rich Marriott says the air was most unhealthy around 1 a.m. and that the smoke accumulated near the ground due to the warmer air above and colder air at the surface.
that forms an inversion, which is like putting the lid on a pot. It keeps everything that goes into the air near the ground there. And so all the fireworks went off last night sitting underneath there, and so it's all concentrated into a few hundred feet right by the ground. And so you get this terrible air quality all of a sudden out of nowhere.
While the smoke from the Independence Day festivities is wearing off, the sunshine ahead has people planning for more days like this.
A fun day at a Washington carnival came to a screeching halt when a carnival ride fell over. Why bystanders say it should have been shut down earlier in the day. Next on Nightside.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
If you want to shine this summer and say goodbye to that winter weight, then this week is the perfect time to join Move Fitness and get started on a new workout routine to get you sculpted for the swimsuit season. Move Fitness.
It's the big 4th of July sale this week at Walker's.
With big discounts on all your favorite name brand furniture items. Or pay for it over time with no money down and no interest financing for up to 5 years.
This week at Walker's.
It's the biggest trade-in event in America today through July 7th at Cal.
This is your chance to trade in anything, and I mean anything.
So you can upgrade to a better set of wheels by trading in the old for something better at Cal.
The DQ freezer is opening. All the Blizzard flavors of the past call it home. But which one is making a triumphant return? It's the unshareable salted caramel truffle Blizzard, back for a limited time. Salted caramel truffles, toffee pieces, choco chunks. Yep, he's getting his own. Hurry in and get this flavor before the DQ freezer closes.
Experience the magic and share the joy at Disney's Frozen, the spectacular new musical. From the producer of The Lion King and Aladdin, this beloved story comes to life on stage in an unforgettable theatrical experience. You've never seen Frozen like this.
Disney's Frozen is coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts, July 24th through August 4th. Don't be left out in the cold. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Spokane's hottest music.
Break me so done with you, girl. Poppin', man, I feel just like a rock star.
Hot 96.9.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Sweet Palace and Sapphire Jewelry in Phillipsburg, Montana.
Around the Northwest, in Puget Sound, fun came to a screeching halt when a carnival ride fell over, injuring 6 people who were riding it. They suffered minor injuries. Bystanders say the ride was making screeching noises earlier that day.
They probably should have shut it down just off of the sounds, you know?
So how do you feel about these rides? Do you get on these?
No. After the ride fell and the investigations that they're doing now, that makes me feel a little more comfortable, but I feel like that should have been done before they even opened and put the kids on the ride.
All of the rides at the Oak Harbor Carnival have been shut down for the rest of the weekend. City officials are still deciding whether they'll bring the rides back next year. The ride operators have not commented on the incident. Some parents are turning to smart devices like Apple AirTags as a safeguard to track their kids who are too young to use a smartphone. Moms like Brooke King say keeping an eye on her toddler can be challenging, so her daughter wears the tracking device like you saw there as a bracelet, mostly when she's in crowded spaces. So what if they were to get separated and then she's able to see her exact location using her phone?
I am always finding myself running after her quickly, and so I didn't want to teach her that if she ran off, I would just run after her, and then it was okay to continue this behavior. It does help me feel more in control of the situation.
Apple has said that AirTags are intended for tracking items, not people. Instead, it says an Apple Watch is better because it has safety features. And there's another option, that is the Kids Gizmo Watch, that's meant for this task, and it's also not as expensive. In Auburn, Washington, Emerald Downs Racetrack held their second annual grandparents race. The grandmas were first. Alka Kringley and had her blinkers on, I guess, from the start. She was the clear winner for her team. As for the grandpas, after some spills and thrills, Ernie Hutchinson was declared the victor for his group. A Spokane Indians legend returned to Avista Stadium tonight. Coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti tells us what this homecoming meant to World Series MVP Ron Cey.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Festival at Sandpoint.
It's time to embrace the crazy.
It's a 2-hour premiere event.
We got the best clips in Family Feud history.
With a celebration nearly 50 years in the making.
Mama! That's different.
It's Family Feud decades of laughs, followed by the star-studded return.
Megan Thee Stallion, everybody!
Of Celebrity Family Feud.
Oh my God, we made it to Family Feud!
The 2-hour premiere event starts Tuesday, 8/7 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Celebrate 4th of July all month long at your local floor trader with our biggest DIY sale of the year. Stock up now for all your summertime projects. Big box prices and small town service only at your local floor trader.
If you would like to improve your sleep for less, then right now is the perfect time to visit Walker's Furniture for their 4th of July savings event, where you can get no money down and no interest financing for up to 5 years this week at Walker's.
Prices are rising, the border is open, and our cities are broken. I'm Michael Baumgartner, and we need to fight back against the liberal agenda and win. In the state Senate, I lowered taxes, eliminated government agencies, funded the North-South Freeway, and brought a new medical school to Spokane. In Congress, I'll fight for Eastern Washington, protect Fairchild Air Force Base, save our dams, back our police, and secure our southern border. I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message.
It's the biggest trade-in event in America today through July 7th at Cal.
This is your chance to trade in anything, and I mean anything.
So you can upgrade to a better set of wheels by trading in the old for something better at Cal.
Celebrate 4th of July all month long at your local floor trader with our biggest DIY sale of the year. Stock up now for all your summertime projects. Big box prices and small town service only at your local floor trader.
Well, Spokane hosts its fair share of big events throughout the year, but it's not like the city constantly is flooded with celebrities. However, tonight was an exception as the Spokane Indians received a visit from baseball legend and Washington native Ron Cey. The 1981 World Series MVP actually played one season with the Indians back in 1971, but before that, he was playing his college ball down the road in Pullman at Washington State from 1967 to 68. Now, Cey had a solid 17-year career in the majors, being named an All-Star 6 times. And even though he retired more than 30 years ago, there are still plenty of people that were lined up to get a signed copy of his book, Penguin Power. And he says that is always a special feeling.
You know, I think the fact that I played at Washington State certainly helped. You know, and you know, I have family and friends up here. I have a relationship with Spokane. I played here. I had a huge year here, big enough, I guess, to get me elected to be the greatest Spokane Indian in their club's history, which I think I probably had a lot of help from my relatives on that one. But yeah, it means a lot.
Now, as for this Spokane Indians squad, they are off to a red-hot start to the second half of the season. They were looking for their 5th straight win against, oh my God, excuse me, Tri-Cities tonight. In the top of the second, starting pitcher Victor Juarez in a bit of a jam with 2 runners on, but no problem there, forces the ground out. Crisis averted. Bottom of the inning now, Spokane bats starting to get hot. Bryant Betancourt drives this ball deep to right center. That's off the wall. We've got runners on second and third with no outs. A couple of batters later, the umpire is going to call a balk, on the pitcher, and Juan Guerrero gets to come on home, one of the easiest runs he'll score all season. Then more trouble with the Dust Devils pitching. A pitch gets away from the catcher, allows Betancourt to stroll into home. It's 2-0 Indians, just like that. And how about some actual earned runs tonight? Well, in the 5th, Spokane has runners on 2nd and 3rd. Jose Cordova singles out to center. Juan Guerrero is safe. Betancourt is safe. It's going this Indians' way tonight. They take this one 9-3. They are now 20 games over 500 on the entire season. Now, after getting a big win on Independence Day, the Seattle Mariners were back in action tonight, hoping to carry a little momentum into the weekend as they welcome the Toronto Blue Jays for a 3-game series. Now, in the first, Seattle with a great opportunity to open this game up with 2 on and 2 out, but Luke Raley sends this one to deep. He's robbed by Dalton Varsho at the wall, putting his body on the line to make the play and end the inning. But Raley would redeem himself in the 3rd, same situation. This time, he finds the gap in left center. That drops. Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh come on home. It's a 2-0 M's lead, and that would prove to be the difference maker in this one because runs were really hard to come by tonight. What else is new with a Mariners game? Luis Castillo took the mound for Seattle tonight. He was dealing like always. In the 4th, he gets Danny Jensen swinging to end the inning. Castillo goes 6 2/3 innings, giving up just 2 hits and striking out 8. Then in the 8th, just 1-run ball game, and Mitch Garver's tries to open up this one with the bases loaded and 2 outs, but instead flies out. So Andres Munoz has to come in to close this one out. He does just that. Gets Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to ground out to second. That does it. The Mariners win their 2nd in a row and maintain a 2-game lead in the American League West.
I think we played good offense tonight. I know it's hard to say when you only scored 2 runs, but we had 8 hits. We had a lot of good at-bats. We took 5 walks tonight. We hit some balls hard with runners in scoring position. Not a lot to show for it other than a huge hit by Raley. They made a great defensive play there in the 1st inning to stop us from scoring a couple runs, but really good effort all the way around tonight, and hopefully it continues. It's a crazy game. You just got to keep grinding every day, and our guys are doing a nice job, and hopefully get after them again tomorrow.
Now the Mariners will go for the series win tomorrow afternoon as Emerson Hancock takes the mound for Seattle. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Are you an aspiring cottage cheese micro-influencer? At Numerica, you'll find money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
It's still the best time to save as the 4th of July sale continues at More Furniture. Get incredible values for every room in your home, all on sale. The looks you love are in stock and ready for delivery, just in time for summer entertaining. Visit your local showroom or browse all 4th of July sale products online at morefurniture.com. Only at More Furniture, where everyone buys furniture for less.
These are real people seeking solutions to real problems.
I have plantar fasciitis.
Pain with my feet, my knees.
Feet, knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet Arch Supports.
I definitely feel the heel-to-toe walk.
I'm not feeling any pain, especially in my heel. That's where I always feel it.
I don't feel the knee pain.
I didn't notice any pain in my back.
I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Oh, you're a blessing in disguise.
Try them for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
A Spokane Valley athlete got 1st place at a state girls track meet, but not everyone was celebrating. Why? Because the winner is transgender. A state law protects her, but what about the other athletes? Watch Monday, only on Good Morning Northwest. A Spokane Valley athlete got 1st place at a state girls track meet, but not everyone was celebrating. Why? Because the winner is transgender. A state law protects her, but what about the other athletes? Watch Monday, only on Good Morning Northwest. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Hot weather ahead.
I think it's even going to get hot in the 4 News Now First Alert Weather Center next week. It's usually about 64 degrees back there. And
what? That's news to me. It will be hot back there?
It eventually gets warm back there, yes. But it takes a 104-degree day to do it.
I know. All right. Have a good night.